Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And for example, if anyone on the mic and someone is doing anything, you try to trace their number and you try to put message if possible. Any one of you take the responsibility. Okay, now we begin the here block 4. That is, here we have
Sources
sources of
of finance.
finance. Okay, we discuss. So here, so generally, finance is essential for everyone. Even for our individuals also, we need amount to meet our day-to-day expenses. In the same way, business requires finance in order to, yes, ma'am. Business requires finance in order to meet their working capital requirements and also manage the operations of the business. Next here, so finance can be collected from the various sources. Like here, we have so business finance means here it is the yes Vidya Bhaskar. Vidya Bhaskar.
Madam.
Try to put your mic silent, ma. And Avinash, there is no disturbance from you, but put your mic silent. Whenever we need, we can on it. Again, I am getting sounds. Okay, fine. See, it is a disturbance to us. You try to take care, all of you. Next here, types of finances, like personal finance we have, public finance we have, business finance. See, personal finance means here, as we are the individuals, for our sake, so we are earning some amount. So out of meeting our day-to-day expenses, we tries to save some amount. And the saved amount we try to invest somewhere. So if X is a person, he is working at somewhere and he is earning some income, and that income he or she will spend for their day-to-day expenses, like monthly expenses for groceries, 10,000, for house maintenance, 5,000. So they are getting 25,000, for example. So 10,000 is the saving. So that 10,000, what they are doing, either they are investing or they are saving in bank. That will be the personal finance. Next, public finance. So here the governments have the responsibility to run the state or country. So in this regard, the government conducts various programs to collect or to require huge amounts of money. It will be collected in the form of taxes. The main source to the government to pool the funds is imposing various taxes like income tax, some fines. In that way, they can collect the finance. Next, business finance. So to establish the business, they require the finance. So in this regard here, they collect the finance from the various sources like friends or relatives, or you take banks, or you take any like money lenders, etc. and etc. Next here, importance of finance. So finance is required to run the business, and also to expand the business, to diversify the business, or to meet the day-to-day operations of the business. So they require the finance. Okay, fine. Next here, we have the purpose of the importance of finance is, see, the company requires finance to modernize the business, to purchase the innovative machinery, or you take to expand the business, or to acquire the new or another business. They require the finance. Next here, Then here, next we have factors determining the need for fund. So then firstly, to pool the fund, they need a financial plan. So with the help of financial plan, they can have a they can collect the funds. Like for example, they can pool the amounts by the concept of financial plan. So is screen is visible, ma? Is screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. So now we are discussing finance factors determining the need
Need
for
for
the
fund.
fund. Now is it visible? Slide 5. What is the
Yes,
title?
ma'am.
Factors
Factors determining the
determining the
need
need
for
for
fund.
fund.
Okay, fine. So here, the main objective of financial plan is they need to understand what business they are doing and what are the financial objectives. Yes, there is some noise. Next, nature of industry. So, before pooling the fund, then the organization nature, whether they are going for which type of industry, like iron industry or steel industry or petrochemical industry or pharma industry. So, based on the nature of industry, also the need of the financial fund differs. Next, size of the firm, whether the size of the firm is large or small, or how they are pooling the funds to meet the day-to-day expenses like Amma
Ma'am,
Vidya
you sent
Bhaskar,
PPT, ma'am.
Vidya Bhaskar,
Madam,
Amma silent పెట్టుకో అమ్మా
చెప్తున్నా మేడం ప్రాబ్లం
నాకు
వచ్చింది.
చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది
ఓకే మేడం, ఓకే మేడం.
Ma'am, you sent PPT, ma'am, for this block.
Yeah, sure, I will send the PPT. Let me explain.
Okay.
Definitely. His screen is visible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So capital, see, size of the firm also plays an important role. Next, capital market conditions. So how the capital market enabling the funds in order to collect the funds by the help of various financial instruments. See here, with the help of primary and secondary markets, so the capital market can collect the funds. Next, financing cost. The cost of the debt is generally here cost of equity. See, in order to see the cost of finances is like it depends upon interest rates. See, for example, we took a loan from particular bank, so the interest rates and how much expense it is incurring. Next, the another factor determining to pool the fund is here period and purpose, whether we are going for long term, medium term type of pooling the funds. We need to be very clear about the period and purpose of collecting the fund. Next, investor sentiments. So generally, the organization can collect the finance by issuing the shares. So when do the investor invest in our company? When our company is in boom and when our company is popular and listed in the stock exchange. Then if the company has a recognition and if the investor will compare past 5 years trends of the business and then they take a decision either to go for investment or to drop the investments in the particular company. Next, the another concept is here meaning of working capital. So generally here working capital. So the way business needs to business needs finance to manage its day-to-day operations like paying wages, purchasing the stationery, and purchase of raw materials, and extending credit to the buyers. So to meet the working capital requirements, the organization requires funds. Next, concept of working capital. So here there will be gross working capital and net working capital concept in the concept of working capital. So working capital is the capital which is which the fund is required by the business in order to meet the day-to-day operations of the business. So next year, gross working capital and net working. Gross working capital means here capital for circulating the current aspects of the business. Next here, in order to meet, see like stock of raw materials and paying a fund to the paying amount to the suppliers for the finished goods for the purpose of current assets or for maintaining the components or elements of the business, they require the working capital. Next, importance of working capital. So working capital is very essential to continue the operations of the business without any interruptions or without any disturbances. Next here, working capital, it meets payment of any debts. So if business, see, try to understand now why you are disturbing. This is not fair what you are doing. Try to understand, don't disturb the lecture. It misses the tempo. You take care about the mic.
Yes.
It is disturbing the tempo, ma. It disturbs my class, and I won't feel satisfied 100% if you won't cooperate. See, I am putting lot of efforts to explain you. I am preparing PPTs. I am preparing notes, and I am sharing you. What I am expecting from you? Just silence. Yes or no?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Take care. Take care. Why? Because we have only 1 hour time. In that 1 hour, if you disturb me multiple times, it affects the lecture. Try to understand. Okay, fine. All the students. So we are discussing the importance of working capital. To pay the debts, we need working capital. And also to meet the replacement of fixed assets like plant and machinery purposes also we need working capital. So what are the factors that are influencing or determining the working capital requirements? So we have internal factors like, for example, for promotional and formative phase, that is known as here when the new project is starting in the early stage of the new project. What happens here, they need to have a planning over working capital funds. Next year, nature of business, already we have covered. Size of business, whether it is large scale or small scale. Here nature of business means type of business, whether it is iron industry or steel industry. Next, size of business. So the size of business have an impact on the working capital needs. See, if the
Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello?
You're not audible. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Anybody hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. మ్యామ్ వినిపించడం లేదు మ్యామ్.
హలో మ్యామ్.
మ్యామ్
Yes,
అసలు
ma'am.
వినిపించడం లేదు.
అది
మ్యామ్, you are not
network
audible, మ్యామ్.
yes ma network problem అయింది, just wait. I have connected again, just wait. Okay, is screen is visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, sometimes if network is poor, it is affecting. Just I'll come back again. No problem in that. Don't worry. So here we have external factors also, like we have business cycles. See the trends in the business, like for example, you take initial skill stages. Now, did you remember business cycle stages? We have introductory or initial stage. Next we have uh, growth stage, maturity stage, and also decline stage. So business cycle movements also, like it affects or it inspires the to increase the production. So if the production is increased, obviously the working capital uh, will improve. Next here, technological development. The another external factor is the organization has to focus on the various technology which will be used in the areas of production. So to produce, they need to install new equipments for the better results. They need to have latest technology for greater outputs. Next, here we have another concept, like another external factor is change in demand. So always the demand in the market will change time to time, hour to hour. Nowadays, hour to hour, minute to minute, the demand for the products are being changed. Because here there are many competitors. See, for example, if you want to go and purchase any product, for example, you take jewelry. So there are n number of ready-made stores are available. So here, what happens here? We may shift to one organization to another organization. Even we will observe, or we will go to various stores and we compare and we will take the decision. So, but the demand, see, for example, if company is gaining the consumers' loyalty, then we won't shift to the another companies or another brands. So company has to build the image for the in the minds of the consumers, that they must not shift to the other brands. How they can build the image? So they can build the image only with the continuous quality maintenance and good service, and according to the consumer's demand. If they produce the goods, then the demand, we may control the changes in the demand here. Next, price level changes. So the changes in the prices will be changing time to time, year to year. Next here, the financial experts all over the world will try to reduce or will try to maintain the price level changes. Next, to competitive conditions. This is the most important factor. See, competitive strategy and competitor, how they are different when comparing to us. So that plays a vital role. See, for example, in your class, there are 100 students. So out of 100 students, 100 students presentation and 100 students skills will differ. So out of 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, top 5 positions will be recognized. It means your strategy, your learning methods, and your efforts will be greater when comparing to all others. See, for example, just if we joined and if we are preparing at the time of exam only, our result will differ. After joining the course daily and we are putting some time, then we may become a topper or we may get above 80%. So, in the same way, competitor in the market, their strategy and how they are satisfying the consumers, how they are different in the market, that is also important for the business development. So, these are the important questions, ma. Note down. In the working capital concept, these are the important questions.
Tell me,
Note down
ma'am.
silently so that I will begin the next unit, sources of finance.
Ma'am, move the
Ma'am,
move
ma'am,
the
can you
PPT,
please
ma'am.
repeat the important questions again?
Yes, ma.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the important questions again?
Here I have kept a screen, ma. In the screen I have kept questions.
Types of finance.
Got it, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
Okay.
Just a
Got it,
minute,
ma'am.
ma'am. We are writing.
Okay, ma. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Let me see.
Yes. What the- Need for-
You
Then, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Finished?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. All the questions are there in page number 182, ma'am.
You take that one. That questions you take down. Okay. Shall we see? It is in the textbook, and my questions are also same. So you can revise that questions, and tomorrow is the last class. So last 15 minutes, we will discuss about the core concepts in the syllabus, like important questions, what to focus, how to prepare in the exam, what
One
techniques
more
you have.
class is there, no, ma'am, in 19th, May 19th.
19th also is there. Last class, madam.
19th?
19th May. Last class. Next Sunday.
Okay, okay. 12th tomorrow also we have, na?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
tomorrow and next Sunday, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
More 2 classes.
For 2 classes. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, we will discuss then. In the last class, I will explain you how to get success in your career and also in the exams.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, so we go with the unit 11. So we have unit 11, that is sources of finance. See, that is, yes, sources of finance. So how the organization is going to collect finance. Finance. So here, finance is like lifeblood. We know everyone that without finance, whether we can move even from our home outside. Yes, ma. If we don't have money in our hands, whether we can do any activity, whether we can do any.
No, ma'am. No, 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 madam.
So here in the same way, business also requires finance. That is the most powerful function in the organization, finance function. So here, so if finance is strong, then total business we can organize and we can run the business. So here, financial requirements of various concerns. See, for example, I have quoted the sole trading concern financial example. So as we know that sole proprietary business is owned and managed by a single person. That person is the sole proprietor. So here, he is all and all is he for his business. The best example is here Kirana and general store shops. So here, how they can pool the funds? Their own funds. With their own funds, They pool the funds and they manage. They buy the kirana items like biscuits, chocolates, dal, sugar, tea powder, and etc. So they can collect the finance from friends and from relatives and from family members. Next, coming to the partnership. Partnership and its source of finance. See, in sole proprietorship, only the single person will manage the finance, but whereas you take in the partnership, we discussed in the initial classes, partnership is a combination of various partners, right? So various partners will tries to bring the capital into the organization, and the various partners they may collect from their own sources. Like for example, if they have property, they tries to bring from that source. Next here, next we have joint Hindu undivided family. So Hindu undivided family. See, we have covered here Hindu undivided family concept also. So here the head of the family, Karta. Karta will manage and will plug the funds, and with that funds they run the business and they tries to get the profits from the business. Next, sources of finance. So here for any organization, the finance can be collected from the shares by issuing the shares. So that by issuing the shares, whatever the amount we are getting, that is known as share capital. See, for example, X is a person purchased 5,000 worth shares at the rate of 1,000. So, 5,000 into 1,000, how much? Like
5,000 into 10,000.
So that worth of the, see for example, 100 shares purchased for 10 rupees. So 1,000 will be the share value, total share value. In that way, multiple shares will be purchased. So that is known as here equity shares. They are the real owners of the company. Next, preference share capital, debentures, public deposits, each and everything we are going to discuss now. So equity share. So equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. They tries to bring the capital in order to invest in the organization. So equity shareholders won't get dividends or interest. They get only return on shares as profits or losses, right? They won't get dividends or interest. Equity shareholders are the and real owners. They work for the company, and whatever the returns in the form of profit or loss we are getting, they will distribute among all. Next here, features of equity shares. So it represents the shares and share capital of the company. So it is divided into units. So that is known as in which share capital of the company is being divided. Next, it indicates the interest of the shareholders in the form of assets and profits of a company. Next, the shareholders of the company enjoys the rights given by the articles. See, articles and memorandum of association, important documents we have discussed. In the articles of association, so here they mention the names of the shareholders. Next, the rights. They have a right to form vote to elect the body of the management of the company. Next, these are the advantages. Company need not worry about earnings. Company employed is permanent. Equity is a share of strength to the company. Risk and return of equity is high. If risk is high and returns also, it will be high. Next, disadvantages. So as they are the real owners, they are participating in the management. There could be interference in the management of the company. See, the other shareholders won't have a that much of right to take care or to involve in the managerial aspects of the company. But here, as equity shareholders, they have a special rights over the organization. Next, it is costlier. Next, this equity shareholders involving in the equity shares, it is costly as Preference shares. Preference shares are given preference in the organization. Preference. See, for example, organization
Ma'am, your note
and
also.
whatever. So here, returns in the form of dividends. So they receive in the form of dividends. So the thing is here, preference share in the name itself, preference. Preference shareholders will have first preference to clear their dividends immediately after the company is earning profits. That is a major difference. Preference is given. Next, preference shareholders types, cumulative preference shares. So here, the company may issue the shares and the dividend will be fixed. When the company issuing the shares, the dividend or the return on the shares will be fixed by the management. So that is known as their cumulative preference. Non-cumulative, it is a reverse to the cumulative. Here the preference shareholders will not be paid in the year when the firm incurs losses. So when the losses is incurring, then in that time period here, generally it will be considered, firstly it will be considered under the cumulative type, they issue the profits, and here in the non-cumulative, preference shares will not accumulate or will not be paid in the year. See, when the loss is getting under that time period, they take some time, then later they tries to settle. Next, convertible preference shares. So this type of shares are issued by the company where here there is an option to the shareholders to convert that preference shares into the ordinary equity shares. So upon a specified date or upon a agreed price, so they can be convertible. So non-convertible preference shares. So here it is another category in the preference shares. These types of shares cannot be converted. It will not be converted with the when they have agreed in the agreement. We cannot convert this kind of shares into the equity shares later. Next, perpetual preference shares. Here, the company as a permanent capital. So here the capital can be raised by issuing the perpetual preference shares. The condition is that maximum of 20 years, and it prevents the companies to issue the perpetual preference shares. Next, participating preference shares. So here this kind of shares are being agreed for a fixed percentage of dividend. Next, non-participating preference share. It is opposite to the uh, preference equities when the preference shareholders are not allowed to participate in the surplus. See here, when the company is getting the surplus profits of the company, this type of non-participating preference shareholders are not allowed to participate in the concept of surplus profits of the company. Just they are fixed certain return and it will be given. But whereas participating preference shareholders will be participate in the surplus profits in the shares conditions, it will be very clear. They can concentrate on the surplus profits of the company, and when they issue the shares, all the conditions are very clear. Next concept is debentures. So with the help of debentures also, the company can pool the funds. So here, so the debenture shareholders, like 10% debenture shareholders, so they get the certain interest on their debentures. Next here,
What
debenture
do you mean by
shareholders
debenture?
are on the basis of security, secured, unsecured, on the basis of redeemability, redeemable, non-redeemable, irredeemable. Next, on the basis of convertibility, convertible, non-convertible. So secured and unsecured debentures. So see, the secured debentures debenture holders are in the name itself. They are very safe and they are secure to with the security of assets of the company. See, for example, the debenture holders have a charge on the assets of the company. See, for example, if the company is in losses, the secure debenture holders have a right to take back their investments by the liquidation of the company or by selling off its assets of the company. But whereas unsecured debenture holders do not carry any security when the company is in losses. That is a difference. Are you following, all of you?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, irredeemable and redeemable debentures. So, if the redemption on debentures are classified into irredeemable and redeemable. So here, if the debentures are payable within the lifetime of a company, so the lifetime period or with a certain time period, if the investors are agreed, see, X is an investor, he has agreed to invest in the debentures for the 20 years of the time period. So that is the certain time period investments in the form of debentures. Or if they have not mentioned a certain time period, till the lifetime end of the company, they will be the debenture shareholders until the company will wind up. So here that is known as redeemable debentures. So if they are not paid back, so if the debentures are not paid back within the lifetime of the company, they are called irredeemable debentures. Redeemable means at the end or lifetime of the company, they returns. Here, irredeemable means here they are not paid back with the lifetime of the company. They are called irredeemable debentures. Convertible, non-convertible. In the name itself, convertible means here they can convert the specified number of shares into equity shares. See, for example, when we purchased when we invested in the form of shares as in the form of convertible debentures. So we are with the so and so, we are associated with the company, and if at all, if we are seeing that the company is in growth and they are getting good profits and good support, then what happens? We tries to convert that debentures into equity shares. So at an agreed price, so the price will be agreed when they enter into the convertible debentures. So by association, we change our opinion. Okay, now we are in so and so convertible debentures. If the company is in good progress, then we go for converting that debentures into equity shares. Non-convertible debentures, in the name itself, these types of debentures cannot be converted into the equity shares. Just they will enjoy whatever the return they are getting in the form of non-convertible debentures. Is it clear, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, public deposits. So, so how the organization will collect the funds? So this is a traditional source of finance. Here, under this, the companies advertise for the acceptance of deposits from shareholders, employees, and from the public for a duration of 1 to 3 years. So here, the company will announce the rate of interest and the details of the company prospectus, it will be showed. So in that way, the shareholders can invest or employees can invest or general public can also invest. Next, another source of finance is borrowing from banks. It is very clear. So if the organization is in need of finance, they can go for banks, several banks, and wherever the interest rate is less, and wherever the conditions and wherever the supportive bank is there, we can go for banks and also we can collect the funds. Next, another aspect is retained earnings. So here retained earnings means here when a company is earned profit of 5 lakhs, let us assume. So out of 5 lakhs, if 50,000 it is kept as a aside as a fund for, see that 50,000 they treat that they have earned only 4,50,000 as a profit. That 50,000 they will keep aside for any further requirements of the organization. So at our home also, what our mother do, for example, if father gives 10,000 to her to manage all homely required aspects, what do she do? Just she manages everything in only 8,000 and she will keep 2,000 aside for any medical emergency or for any need for an house sake and for family sake. In the same way, the organization will, out of their profits, they tries to put as a fund. So that may be invested somewhere or that may be used for the business sake whenever they are in need. Just they forget that they 50,000 is the profit that they have received. Just they keep aside for the organizational purposes. Next, trade credit. So see here, it's a common in business. So they buy on credit basis. They buy the raw material from the suppliers on the credit basis. So immediately they are not paying the amount. So that amount is being used for the other operations of the business. So hence they settle later to the suppliers as the raw materials are taken on the credit basis. For example, 2 lakhs worth raw materials they need. Just they took it as a in the form of credit basis. The 2 lakhs will be utilized and when they rotate the money, when the funds will be received, at that time they pay to the suppliers. Next, foreign capital and external commercial borrowings. This is also another aspect in the form of foreign direct investments by issuing global depository receipts, by issuing American depository receipts. These are the receipts which are being issued to collect the funds or to pool the funds or to take in the form of loans and advances. Next here we have unit 12, sources of finance modern. So in this unit 11 important questions I'll give you later, ma. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Concept
And you
important
send PPT, ma'am, this unit also.
Yes, yes, I will share you. I will share.
Ma'am, in the group, please share it, ma'am.
Group I will share. Okay. In BCom group I will share.
Sure, sure, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay. So next we have sources of finance. So I will cover these sources of finance for a few minutes. Then after we go for if we have
మ్యామ్
time.
తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పండి మేడం క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్స్
తెలుగులోనా చెప్తాను. మీరు మీకు
ఇంపార్టెంట్ మ్యామ్.
అమ్మ మీకు కాల్ చేయమంటున్నా, మీరు నాకు చెయ్యట్లేదు కాల్. నా నంబర్ ఇచ్చాను కదా, యు గివ్ ఎ కాల్ టు మీ. అమ్మా ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్
ఇంకోసారి మీ నెంబర్ చెప్పండి మ్యామ్.
మెయిల్ చేయండి నాకు. నా మెయిల్ ఐడి ఉంది కదా, మీరు నాకు మెయిల్ చేయండి, నేను మీకు కాంటాక్ట్ అవుతాను. సో ఇది ఏంటంటే కంపెనీ క్యాపిటల్ ని, మూలధనాన్ని ఎన్ని రకాలుగా కంపెనీ కలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటుంది అన్న కాన్సెప్ట్స్. ఈక్విటీ వాటాదారులు ఉంటుండ్రు, ప్రిఫరెన్స్ వాటాదారులు, డిబెంచర్ వాటాదారుల వల్ల, నెక్స్ట్ బ్యాంకుల వల్ల, నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అండ్ రిలేటివ్స్ వల్ల, ఇట్లా చాలా సోర్సెస్, చాలా టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ షేర్స్ వల్ల కంపెనీస్ అనేవి ఫైనాన్స్ ని, మూలధనాన్ని సేకరించుకోవడం జరుగుతుంది. ఇదే అది కాన్సెప్ట్. ఓకేనా అమ్మా తెలుగు మీడియం స్టూడెంట్స్? నెక్స్ట్ హియర్ సోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫైనాన్స్. హియర్ we have various sources. You see, organization have other aspects like in the form of leasing. It is by the leasing also they gets as a, see for example, Whenever whenever the companies need so and so machinery, like 50,000 machineries, instead of purchasing the assets, if they go for taking in the form of lease, so they go to the lessor. There will be lessor and lessee. Lessor means here the render of the machinery. Lessee means who takes that assets on lease basis. So instead of purchasing the assets, just if they go for taking that assets on lease basis, just they pay the rent on a time period for a particular time period. So in that way they are pooling. See, మెషినరీని పర్చేస్ చేయాలంటే వాళ్ళకి 10 lakhs కావాలి. అదే 10 lakhs వాళ్ళు 10 lakhs కూడా పట్టదు మనకి లీజ్కి వెళ్తే. Just within 2 to 3 lakhs or 2 to or 1.5 to 2 lakhs, just we take on rent. Yes, ma. The another one is here. Leasing. అర్థమైంది కదా? We take the assets on a rental basis. Next we have hire purchase. Hire purchase. Wait, I am sharing the screen to you for your comfortability. Yes. This screen is visible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just wait for a while. Now we have hire purchase. You got it now? Screen.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Hire purchase. So hire purchase means here whenever the buyer pays the rental form of see, they will involve in the purchase of assets in the form of installment.
Ma'am, your voice is not perfectly, ma'am.
Now
I'm
is
not
it
able
okay?
to hear.
Now
No,
is it
ma'am.
okay?
No, ma'am.
Wait. I am checking my.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Now it's getting. Yes, ma. Are you getting my voice? Next, hire purchase we have.
Voice.
Amma వినిపిస్తుందా?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Slow వస్తుంది మేడం.
Little low,
Slow.
low, ma'am.
స్లో ఉందా?
It's very low, ma'am.
ఓకే.
Yes, ma'am.
నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ కావచ్చమ్మా. స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుందా?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
సరే, నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ కావచ్చు. సో ఐ ఆమ్ టేకింగ్ మెజర్స్ టు ఓవర్కమ్ దట్ నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ. నౌ ఇస్ ఇట్ ఓకే?
But your voice is very low, ma'am.
Low because of network issue, ma. Now
Okay.
okay, network issue. Anyhow, we have 9 minutes time. So I
Okay.
will try to finish. I will try to finish some concepts, and the rest of the thing tomorrow I will cover.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Hire, hire purchase means here on a rental basis, the asset is being purchased. After paying the last installment, then we becomes the owner of the asset. Until the payment of last installment, the ownership rights will be the seller itself. Next, private equity. In the form of private equity, see, generally it is made by the firms like venture capital firm. There are private equity, private capital providing organizations also. So here, these are specially the aims at equity type. To they provide the securities in the form of shares in order to pool the funds. Next, forfeiting. So this is another concept which supports the commercial banks. So it provides the credit facility.
Your voice is not audible, ma'am.
Amma voice వస్తలేదా? Yes, ma.
సరిగ్గా వినిపించట్లే మ్యామ్ మీ వాయిస్.
Now is it okay? Yes, ma.
No, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
Wait. There might be some problem. Just I am network.
Reenu bro, please mute yourself.
Yes, all of you participants. Yes, ma. Now is it okay?
Very low voice, ma'am.
Try to adjust. Now it is okay, na? Yes, ma. It is loud.
Okay, ma'am.
It is.
నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తా.
Reenu bro, please mute yourself.
చెప్పిన సార్
Yes, mute yourself, all of you.
ఫోన్ చేస్తా.
Okay, now it is okay. His screen is visible.
ఫోన్ చేస్తాను.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
ఇప్పుడు గిరికే బయట.
For exports and imports sake. So taking the
అదే
help
నేను
in the
అదంటున్నా.
form of-
పోయిరా.
Yes, participants, just 5
Pandira.
minutes left over. Try to cooperate with me. Don't trouble any teacher in this form. Just we are putting lot of efforts for your sake.
Reenu Chinna, mute yourself, please.
నామకం చేస్తే పైసలు
ఎవరది? నాకు ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందని ఆగుతున్నాను అంతే. చూస్తాను ఎవరది పార్టిసిపెంట్స్. గాయత్రి చెప్తున్నావు అమ్మ నువ్వే. ఓకే, ఫైన్. శ్రీను, యు పుట్ యువర్ మైక్ సైలెంట్. శ్రీను, ఎస్ శ్రీను, సైలెంట్ లో పెట్టమ్మా. మహేష్, మీరందరు సైలెంట్ లో ఉండండి. నెక్స్ట్ హియర్ crowd funding. So it is another way in order to pool the funds. So this is the way of raising the finance in the various forms of technologies and various platforms and various sites. So it is a practice that funds can be raised in the form of small amounts. So if the companies are issuing the funds, or it is US based concept. If the households or any members, if they are interested, they give in the small amounts. They invest in the form of portions. They invest in the Kirtan,
అంటే అదే టైమ్స్ ఉండొచ్చు 2 టైమ్స్ లో అదే లైన్ ఉంటది. టైం జ్యోతి వేసాం చూడు.
Put your mic silent.
అదే శ్రీనివాస్ ఆపోజిట్ అదే టైమ్స్.
కృష్ణ గారు కొంచెం మీది మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టుకుంటారా?
Okay, fine. In the form of small amounts, the capital is being collected in the form of crowdfunding. Next, angel investors. It is another aspect where here, when the company is set up initially, so they collect the funds in the form of small investments through online, and as well as they advise for the various portfolios of the company. So the SEBI will give guidelines to the various investors, those who are investing in the particular company. Next here, private equity investments. So private equity investments are the investments from the funds may be collected from the various ventures, various organizations, or they tries to pool the investments for the growth of the next 5 years. So here the investments are being collected or approached for the purpose of the development sake of the organization. Next, peer-to-peer lending. So this is purely in the form of debt lending. Like here, it is a form of crowdfunding. In the crowdfunding, they raise the small portion of funds from the members, various members. So peer-to-peer means here the known or for example learned with the learned colleagues or with the known members of the organization, or with the who are tie-up with the concern. So here they tries to collect the funds and they pay the interest. Say these questions, yes ma. So this block is finished. So long questions I have given here. Just take the screenshot, all of you. Take the screenshot. Long questions I have
For
given
this
here.
unit, ma'am.
Yes, block 4 finished. For this unit, long questions.
Ma'am, for 11th unit long, 11th
Long
unit
unit, you
important
didn't give
question.
long questions.
Yes, I will give you in the tomorrow's class for 11th unit.
And
Okay,
you
ma'am.
sent
Thank you.
this two units PPT, ma'am.
Okay, sure. I will send you.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, just
Yes, Avinash, tell me.
that questions I am writing. So yeah, closed.
Wait. I will give you.
There on page number 219, Avinash bro. Page number 219, long answers are there now.
Long answers
290.
ఉన్నాయమ్మా, అవి చూడండి.
Ma'am, you also give for long answer and separate short answer questions also.
Okay, ma, I will give you.
All units, I'm asking, all blocks.
Yes, in the last class we will discuss.
Ah,
Okay, in the last class we will discuss the important questions from the beginning to the last. Once again, I will rewind.
yeah.
Sure ma'am. Ma'am, one more thing doubt. Bits వస్తాయా మేడం ఎగ్జామ్ లో?
బిట్స్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఒకసారి నేను చూసి చెప్తానమ్మా, డోంట్ వరీ.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
Question paper pattern also was changed, ma'am.
Yes, that's what I will confirm and I will tell you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Sure. Okay.
And okay, in the tomorrow's class you discuss if you have anything. First 5 minutes we will discuss and then we'll go for another block. Okay.
Sure ma'am.
All of
Thank you,
all
madam. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
This textbook there, I think, these questions. Why?
Those questions are there in the
Yes, page number 219 in textbook.
Yeah.
You try to revise it.
Why long answer questions?
5 questions, right?
Yeah.
Yes, second bit.
Okay.
So
Second
unit
bit.
11 I will give you
Long
tomorrow.
answers question.
For unit 11 also.
Tomorrow I'll give you. So now so with this I have covered the today's class. So
Yeah.
tomorrow we will meet again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And again, we also.
Ma'am, PPT ma'am.
Yes, sure. I will send. What, Avinash? Tell me.
Yeah. This one means short answer questions are also asking no for.
The 19th day, last class, I will explain you.
Okay.
Ma'am, for exam objective is not there, ma'am.
Just I will confirm and I will guide you, ma, regarding paper pattern. Now you focus on theory only.
5 minutes.
Now you focus on
Sure, ma'am.
theory.
Sure.
My time is up. Other teachers are waiting. Then can I wind up now?
Yes,
Sure,
ma'am.
sure,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Okay then. Okay. Tomorrow we'll meet. So you join for the further class, all of you.
Yes, ma'am. 12 o'clock it is there.
Is it for 12 o'clock? Okay.
Ah.
Okay, you take small break then. I thought it's by 11:40. So
Yeah,
take
11:30,
small
ma'am.
break.
No time.
Okay, okay. No, I thought next class was by 11:40.
Oh, ma'am,
Yeah.
it's
I think
at 12
I think
o'clock.
it's by 12 noon.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you take a small break and cooperate with the other teacher also, all of you.
Okay,
Sure,
ma'am.
ma'am. Sure.
Okay, ma'am.
This
Around many
subject
things.
also very easy, I think, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
This subject also very easy, not tough also. I'm saying.
Subject is
Yes.
easy, understand. You can easily score. The only thing is you have to put your efforts.
Yeah, ma'am. Keeping some first unit I have completed and I am getting in doubt partnership features, ma'am.
Okay, we will discuss. We will discuss. Discuss in the last session.
Okay, madam.
Avinash.
Okay, madam.
Okay then. Now I
Okay,
am
ma'am. Thank you.
leaving the class then. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
madam.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
ma'am.
Gayatri.
Yes, Avinash?
Yeah, you also have taken general or computer application?
BCom computer applications. Mine is computer applications.
For mine, general.
So you don't have
Uh,
computer application subject, huh?
Gayatri.
Remaining all subjects same for you, right? Except
Yeah, yeah.
computer applications. Okay.
Which second language which you have taken, Gayatri?
English and functional English.
Okay, okay. Functional English, I have
Gayatri.
some doubt. You can explain me.
Functional
Gayatri,
English.
can you help me?
Functional English, second language.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I also some getting tension that for subject. And English also I'm getting understood, but
All that conversations will be there now. Formal conversations, informal conversations.
yeah, questions and answers. How should I? That's why.
They will give you the situation based upon that situation. You have to imagine yourself or you have to use your creativity and write the conversation between whether it is formal or informal. You should decide that and you should proceed according to that.
Hmm.
Yes, Mehak Fatima, you want to ask anything? Are you online?
Yes. Yeah. I am online. I was waiting to complete your conversation actually.
Okay.
Some classes I have missed actually online classes with the ma'am.
Okay.
So I need some important questions like from the unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and all. I just attended this class only. So that's the reason I just need some important questions which you people might have got already from the madam.
Yes, we have got from ma'am and also from our study centers. 4 Sundays classes have happened, right? From there also faculty they suggested unit wise that we are following. That's it.
No, see, for us, they didn't suggested. From which branch you are, Gayatri?
Begumpet Study Center.
Oh, okay. In Kukatpalli, I belong to Kukatpalli Center, but they didn't guided anything properly. Out of 4 classes, I attended only 2 classes. In that way, I missed. So I need some important questions, Gayatri, where we can do well in the exam.
Right.
Gayatri, unit 11 questions you have written. Ma'am didn't give no this business organization.
Sources of finance.
Yeah. So no sources of finance tradition.
Avinash bro, it's there in page number 182.
182.
Yes, the ma'am is following absolutely textbook. Even we need to follow textbook only.
182.
So, Gayatri, can you
Ma'am
help me with
wrote
the block 2, block 3 questions, important questions?
Which topic, which chapter, which unit you want?
I need all the units. If possible, can you
no.
put it in a
I am
group
asking
actually?
Sources of finance traditional. Unit 11.
Traditional ways, sources of finance. That's what ma'am said now, from like kirana shops, those people, they will be getting money
She gave in
from
next
the
class, she said, no?
rent.